gonna stand up because this is something I should be standing up for. Lifeall really likes that tree.
Are you having trouble getting it? The entrance is right here. Walk through here. Yep. There you go.
Slightly challenged. Virtually challenged. I'm virtually challenged.
Alright, everyone here. Got everyone's attention. Alright, hello everybody and welcome. Today we are here for the memorial of Niko, otherwise known as Niko Pai. He is a very loved one among all of us, and we are here today to express how sad we are over his death and to say our goodbyes. If anybody would like to say something, obviously today would be the time to do so. I'm going to start out by saying I've known Niko for a few years. I knew him well before I started playing VR chat. I met him in a very odd way. I was playing a game called Rust, and I was like, my base was getting raided, and him and his friends came over and ended up stopping that from happening. And looking at a new player such as myself, he ended up taking me in. So, like, I could learn the game at a better pace, and he could give me some tips. Immediately, I could tell how big his heart was. We continued talking after that, and eventually, VR chat piqued his curiosity, and he ended up getting on. And that's when he was slowly introduced to all of you. I know he meant a lot to a lot of people here. He is a very nice, kind soul, and all right. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Yeah, I'm going to miss him for the rest of my life, honestly. He was such a great guy, and I really wish I could just tell him how much he meant to me. That's all I really have to say at the moment. Somebody want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Would you like to go?
No, I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm back. Headset died. Had to rejoin on desktop.
Okay.
But yeah. I found this game through chance one day. I do remember that Yui, and Niko. I remember meeting both of them. The first people I met through this game. And yeah, Niko just stuck around with me. He showed me around, showed me what avatars could do. Yeah, he kind of became like a little brother to me. He'd always ask for advice and stuff, and it was great having him around. It was like about 2 years now that I've known him. But I had a great time with him. He brought the best out of all of the people that he met. Just something that was really cool about him. I'm gonna miss him a lot. He's one of the best friends I've had in this game.
Somebody gonna go next?
Well,
Stokel?
I guess I'll go next.
Alright.
Yeah. I haven't known him as long as a lot, but
Speak up a little bit.
we had oh, hold on, let me adjust my microphone. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't really know what to say too much, but we have had lots of conversations, and he was attempting to teach me some of the things he knew about just all the computer stuff he does, and I was always there for if he just needed somebody to talk to when other people were busy with other things and stuff like that. He's helped me change my outlook on life, and just I'm sorry. He's just one of the kindest people I've known. Far too trusting, that's for sure.
Mm.
He was way too trusting with people, and that was one of his best qualities. Was
Yeah.
he liked everyone, but it's also one of the most difficult things for him throughout the time I've known him. Uh, anybody else?
To kind of jump off Stokel there, I only knew Jacob for a very short time, but in the time that we knew each other, we had so many conversations that really opened my eyes up to just so many things. And he really gave me so many perspectives and outlooks and just so many things in general to help change, just like Stokel said, my outlook and perspective on so many things. And he was just such an unintentionally funny person too. He would just say things and everyone would just pause and look at him like, can you say that again? Because we would all just be in awe of just the unintentional humor. Just, I don't think there was ever really a time when we were all being chill that he didn't make all of us laugh at least one time with some of the funny things that he just said. And I think that's something we'll all hold very dearly. Especially his trustingness. When I first met him, he literally told me his social security number. And I knew from that day that he was going to be an interesting person in my life, even for the short time that I knew him.
Lythal, do you have anything to say? Or not you, Corey? Do you want to say something?
I can go if
Okay, Embar, yeah.
we're still working on. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and refer to him as Jacob, because that's how I know him. Jacob and I are. I'm gonna talk about like a couple of the good times that I remember, and then I'm gonna talk about a couple of things that he did. He did for me. I now have because of him. Jacob and I did spend a short period of time in a relationship together. During that time, there was a period where all of his microphones had broken down, except for his Vibe headset. And he wanted to communicate with me all the time. We talked to each other the hours of the day we could. And he would put himself through pain just to wear that Vibe headset all the time. He'd go and make food and eat with it on. He'd go play games with it on. He'd like go sleep with it on. He'd do anything to keep it on because he just wanted to communicate with me and he had no other way. And after one long night of talking, about 7 in the morning, he had a headache, his neck hurt, and he said he was gonna go ahead and get up and go smoke a cigarette. Now I had seen pictures of his apartment prior to this, so I knew exactly what his balcony looked like and what it looked like outside. It was very snowy, so I could picture what he looked like when he walked out to his balcony to smoke a cigarette. And as he smoked, he said that one of his neighbors is looking at me, probably going, "What the hell is that guy wearing on his head?" Because he brought the headset with him, and it wasn't on properly. It was like half. It was like slanted on his head so he could see it smoke the cigarette. So yeah, his neighbors are probably going, "What the hell is that?" And he said, "No, wait, they're looking at me going, wow, that kid has $700 worth of gamer swag on his head, wearing smoking a cigarette." And we laughed for like 5 minutes about that. The idea of seeing someone smoking a cigarette on their balcony, like 4 stories up, when it's like 20 degrees out, smoking a cigarette. Another time that I will never forget with Jacob is when I went to go visit. We had planned to go and meet Miss Corey here again, and then things didn't go to plan.
We met.
So we never did get to meet.
I met you.
And a few hours before we went home. I said no. He came all the way out there, and things didn't go to plan. He drove 70 miles out. I want to meet him. I had heard great things about Corey from Jacob. I had heard what an amazing guy was. I had heard that he had worked very hard to make changes to his life, become a better person, and I really admired Corey just from what Jacob had told me. I really wanted to meet him. So a few hours before it was time to go home, I said, "Let's call him up. Let's call him together. I'm gonna introduce myself properly." Um, we all told jokes, and I got to know Corey, and I immediately took a liking to him. I thought he was a very fantastic person. I still do. He's one of the kindest people I know, and he's one of the most caring people I know. We had a fantastic time for the little bit we got to call, and then Corey got to go to bed, and it was time for me to leave for my flight home. I will never forget that conversation. Um, yeah, I will never forget it. I got to meet this fantastic person right over here. Couple of things Jacob has done for me. He is the one who has given me the majority of my resources and explanations for um, certain substances. And he didn't just educate me like saying, "Oh, take this, it'll do this." I mean, he went into more detail and put more effort into it than anybody I've ever met alive. He didn't just want to say, "Hey, try this thing out." He's like, "Here, this can actually help you. Here is why. Here's how to be safe with it. Here's what it does. Here's the chemistry behind it." And now that he's given me that research and those resources, I've been able to use these substances to cure my chronic depression. I no longer wake up depressed because of Niko. One of the last things they say he's done for me that I will always owe him for is for, at one point, quite literally saving my life. And without him knowing it, I think he did it in more ways than one. But I owe him for that.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'd appreciate everyone if they'd say something, at least.
I have one more memory of him.
Sure, go ahead.
I believe you went to the hospital. Am I correct? Last year. If I'm correct. Yeah. Niko had a conversation with me when you were in the hospital about how he was in so much distress that you were there and he couldn't make it at the time of it happening. But he expressed that you were the one person he couldn't lose in life. He was very stressed in that situation, and we talked about it a lot. And I went through a similar situation with my grandfather, similar situation with my own father, and luckily I was able to calm him down. But something that he told me is like, he can't lose you. You were the one person in his life that he couldn't lose, and he's grateful that you made it through.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to everybody today for bringing me into your circle. He spoke of a lot of different people that I only recognize the names in the chats, and I would hear, I would look, I would see a name, I would recognize the name, like, oh yeah, he talked about it, or he mentioned, or this is where he was at, and his friends, and every once in a while I'd walk by the room and be like, who the hell are you talking to, boy? I opened up, while he'd be just immersed in conversations. Talking about, him, not me being the only one he didn't want to lose. I'm not sure why I'm here. I don't know why it's me who's here. feeling a little left behind. But there's something unfinished. There's something undone. I don't know what it is, but I'm here doing, and I will guarantee every one of you uh, what I do is I go forward with love in my heart. You kick me in the face, and I'll just love you. I won't let you do it twice, but I'll love you anyways. Well, I sleep better at the end of the day. Um, I'm not sure what the purpose yet, but I have a feeling it has something to do with accepting what is and loving every single human being.
Mm.
And I think that's my purpose here. Because after Jake passed, like I could tell you everything. I could tell you, the denial or the guilt or the 10 million things that flashed through my head in a matter of 22 seconds. But this amazing feeling of love, and I felt it from him. I know he felt it from me. I, you can't, you can take anything away. You can take me out into the street and rip the skin off my bones, but you can't take the love that's inside me. It wasn't born there, and it won't die. It's deeper than that, I'm sure. Uh, I could talk for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. I just want to tell you guys all thank you. And, you know, I'm not going anywhere. So, I'm sorry, you might be stuck with me for a little longer than you thought.
You're welcome
is,
here.
you're stuck
You're
with
welcome.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuck with you guys, and thank you for
You're stuck with
welcoming
us.
me. I'm glad.
You're in
I'm
the gazebo with
glad.
us, man.
Well, life does life things, and it did life things again, and yeah, when you think you know something, it slaps you in the face, and it shows you how much you thought you knew that you didn't know. I only know one thing now, and I know that love works. Everything else I've tried in life doesn't work. I can force it, convince it, cheat it, lie to it. But at the end of the day, a baby, you look at a baby, it looks at you, you smile at it with love in your heart, it smiles back at you, and you're a total stranger, but it loves you. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm at.
That's good.
Just love everyone.
Mhm.
Love everyone. Whether they like it or not.
Mhm.
Thank
We can see where Jacob got it from.
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a very loving person.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
The last time I seen him, the last time we spoke, it's like 4:30 in the morning. I'm sitting there on a chair by the stove, like with the little fire going in the wood stove, and like I'm sitting there, and it's like, oh, Dad, I can't sleep again. It's like, sometimes I just, I wake up, and some wood on fire, and, I just sit there, like, just chill for a bit. And he's like, no, I'm just sitting here, and, like, and you? He says, oh, I'm going to bed right away. It's all right on. All good. He walks out the room, he had this beautiful smile on his face, and I smiled at him, and he looked at me, and he's like, Dad, I love you, man. I looked at him, I was like, oh, kiddo, I love you too. And then he left the room, and then he backed up, like he walked backwards with this grin on his face, and he's like, no, Dad, I really love you. And I'm like, oh, buddy, I know you do. I know you do. Like, I know you do, kiddo. Now go get some sleep already. We'll see you in the morning. Um, yeah, so out of all the experiences in life, like I don't know how many times I ran out of a house when I was a teenager, like thinking, fuck off, dad, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here, or fuck you, mom,
Yeah.
ruining my life or whatever as a teenager. Left the house in such pain and anger and like they worried about me because I was a bastard of human beings. Things that I did and the experiences I had in 47 years, I should have been dead 4,700 times for sure. Every 3 days I should die. You know, the things I did. It's like, yeah, and and now, when somebody tells you, like, I love you, you know, damn straight, take that serious. That's the important thing. That's what I learned here.
Mm.
Yes, absolutely. All I've learned here in this whole journey, it's just one thing is important. The only thing.
Mhm.
I don't know what else to say other than I love you guys. Like, thank you.
We love you
Thank you
too.
for giving me this.
No, thank you.
I love you as well.
Thank you.
Way better than telling people to fuck off.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, what's the
Mhm.
No, the
point?
correct way is you tell them fuck off, but then also I love you.
I love you. Fuck off, and I love you now. uh, Thank you. I appreciate every one of you here today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Mm.
you. Very
Wow.
You're very welcome.
appreciate it. Love.
Lipo,
Yeah,
do you have anything to say, buddy?
I don't think so.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Mecca?
I feel like Corey kind of just took the mic there.
Okay.
I didn't know Niko all that well, and our conversations were limited to just a couple of handfuls of times, but they're always pleasant. He's always very nice to talk to. And
He had very good
even though we
ideas too.
didn't interact that often,
A lot of meme notes.
uh, if it were not for his impressive curiosity and critical thinking and going forward to find what he wants to find, and being instrumental in creating this group, has been quite the positive influence on me and my life. Has helped me understand a great number of new things that I never would have even considered. That's all I have.
You, Blackjack?
I didn't know Niko very well, and just like Mecca, my conversations with him were few and far between. And because of that, I can't imagine the pain and from that everyone else is going through from his loss. But from what I did know of him and how people spoke of him, he had a big heart, and he definitely, well, the times I talked with him, he definitely had a very positive energy that felt welcoming and just positive. He had an amazing aura around him, and it's sad to feel that go away.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything that they want to put in? Do you want to say something?
I will say something.
It's okay. You want to say something? Go ahead.
So, yeah, of course. So I knew the first time I met Niko was probably when I first met Fredo, which was around like 2 years ago, 2017. He's probably the first person I really met met other than Fredo in the game, but I didn't know him that well. And then over the course of time, I became friends with other people, and he was just really so funny. And he used to send me like funny pictures and stuff, and he was just really, he was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
He really was. Oh, what?
All right.
Well, we will be adding memorial link in map once we integrate it correctly. Because I was talking with Auntie about it the other day, so I'll keep you guys updated on how that's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good thing, so it'd be pretty cool. I'll
Yeah.
talk to Auntie about it.
All right.
Kobe has some really nice graffiti.
Yeah.
Coolest way to implement it.
All right.
Yeah, Niko's made a large impact on many of people's lives, and like one of the biggest things is teaching Lythal how to do everything he does, and that's helped other people uh, find new perspectives in life. And shit, after all the stuff that I've done, it's made me open up more. I'm like to talk to people more often and hang out with coworkers. Just I'm more open
Yeah.
compared to what I was previously. 'Cause before all of that, I literally would just go to work, then come home and literally not do anything else. But now I'm talking with coworkers, sometimes going out to drink with them. Not as much often anymore though. But he's even if a lot of people didn't know it, he's made an impact on how people see the world, how people see themselves, and how people see others.
For sure.
All right. So, um, Zeal and all, we're all here because we loved him in one way or another. I guess now we can just have a few moments of silence. All right. I'm gonna say I hope wherever Niko's positive energy is drifting off to now makes that place a better place.
I find it so fitting that in that moment of silence, Mecha's chalk just found its way into the kid's mouth. There's
Not on this.
nothing more reflective of the childlike innocence and wonder that Niko has than wandering in at the worst time to bring some joy, finding its way out. If that isn't symbolic, I don't know what is.
Alright. Thank you for joining us, Corey.
Thank you for having having
Played in a very long time.
Anytime.
problems.
Yeah, of course. If you need something, you need someone to chat to, I'm definitely here. No, Mvar is gonna be here.
I am
Just
too.
hit me up on Discord
Message me on Discord
anytime,
whenever.
and if I don't hear from you in a long time, I'm gonna bother you. So,
Make a point of it, please.
alright.
Oh. Still getting used to the controls.
Yeah, well, yeah, just pop touching things here.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
no problem. Now, we can either hang out here or, show Corey the wonders of VR.
Definitely. Particle how anyone?
No,
Oh no,
Not
no.
starting off.
Wait, before we go on, do you have any seizure disorders or anything that epilepsy or anything we should worry about before we show you the wonderful world that is VR chat?
No, I'm an adrenaline junkie, you know. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Alright.
Drop him.
Adrenaline's a
Drop
good
him
world,
into
a
the deep
word for
end.
it.
We're not gonna
Oh,
bring in
yeah.
the particle hell. That's
Maybe the old hub, just to show them where we all once met.
yeah. Well, we can go to the old hub to show
Good one.
where Niko first started the
Place
game.
where. Mm-hmm.
See in his menu?
Place
Little left
where I
room.
first met him. Yeah.
Wait, I wonder if Nico's name is on the wall. I'm almost positive it's on the wall in the new old hub.
He is. On the old hub.
The new
Is
Is
old
there a
hub.
wall with names?
The OG people, I think. Right?
Yeah. There's a list of
Yeah.
like 3,000. No, there's a list of like almost
He went
2,000
up,
names
but
on the
maybe I
wall.
think it was much
Yeah.
for him.
I believe his name is.
Is that
yeah,
a public rock?
It is a public world, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that was a public.
Mecca,
It was
your
in, it was
sound
in
could
progress
have
for
had
a
better
long
timing.
time.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
I
recipe
radiate
for
such
grief.
energy.
I guess so. You're chaotic neutral at the
Alright,
best
dude.
times, Mecca, really.
Chaotic good.
It feels good to get it out of your system, though. It's a good cry.
Okay, at the best of times, chaotic good. At the worst of times, chaotic evil. How's that? You have a range.
Alright,
And
so,
that was like solid chaotic neutral.
That's
the
interesting.
old
Jacob
hub.
at that point when you were in the
Yeah.
hospital it was a tough time. He was able to get through it.
I'm very thankful for you guys being here for each other. You know, for each other.
Mhm.
You don't have each other. You're not bringing the love into the room. No, what's the point?
Oh, hi.